Passage 50. Family Trip to Boston. They were one day into their trip to Boston, the capital of and most populous city in Massachusetts, and already the Martin family swore they would never return to Vancouver. Boston was beautiful and they were smitten with the city. On their first day, all 5 of them took a tour of the Boston Tea Party ships. Their tour guide, a native Bostonian, suggested they go to the Boston Museum of Fine Arts while they were there, so they booked a tour for the following day. Ellen and Alice enjoyed the tour, but they hoped they would be able to make a trip to Cambridge, Massachusetts to tour Harvard University, an Ivy League school regarded as one of the best in the country. If you're hungry, the tour guide told the Martin family, there is a pizza place around the corner. No one was hungry, so they continued to walk around the Tea Party ships. Alice and Ellen were getting anxious to leave and instead go see Harvard. If I lived here, I would definitely go to Harvard, Ellen mumbled to her sister. Her father heard her and automatically whispered back, and if you went to Harvard, we'd all be broke. The family laughed at his joke until their tour guide looked over at them curiously, and they all stifled their laughter. Mrs. Martin was happy to be in Boston, but she was desperate to see New York City. She and her husband had visited New York City years back. She knew they would have scheduled a trip there if they had time, but they only had a few days to spend in Boston. And besides, she had already been to New York. If she had never been there before, she would have made the trip regardless of whether or not she had to go by herself. I recommend you keep up, unless you want to get left behind, the tour guide called out to the Martin family. The rest of their tour group had already entered the Tea Party ships. The Martin family hurried inside to catch up with the rest of the group, unaware they had gotten so far behind. If they were any slower, the tour guide might leave them behind.